I have not posted on this channel in quite some time, but I just got out of advanced screening of Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, and I just thought I'd share my quick thoughts on it. Um, of course, I don't really upload to this channel a lot, but quick thing about me is that I'm a pretty big Resident Evil fan. I enjoy all of the games. I'm really familiar with all the media, all the characters, everything. So anyway, for this movie, I I was excited for it. I was excited to see them reboot it, just to see what they would come up with. And I was happy to see that they kind of like stick. They trying to stick closer to the games, and that's what made me much more happier than their previous series they did, because it just went off the rails eventually. But this one, the changes I saw they made from the promos and stuff, the casting and all that, it didn't get to me. Like, fine. This is just the world we live in now. Everybody wants to make their, little changes here and there. It's an adaptation of a property we're all familiar with, and that's fine with me. It doesn't get under my skin like that, like some other people. So I was willing to give, like, the new members, like the cast members, like Jill, Leon, a chance to despite how they looked. So anyway, but the movie itself. So just quick thoughts. Uh, didn't really didn't really care for it too much, honestly. Um, it's a fine, like, what they were going for, like a horror, like almost like schlocky B horror movie in some ways. It takes the property a lot more serious than the last series with Mila Jovovich and all that. I did like that, at least, but I think it missed the mark in a lot of ways. Um, it started off really like suspenseful, and like, the build up to like the actual outbreak was really kind of cool. The set designs, to the costumes, they're all on point. Everything was on point in that regard. Um, where it kind of lost me was like how they tried to merge the two stories together, like Resident Evil 1 and 2, more so like the two remakes. And I just feel like this probably would have been much better had they kind of like focused more so like on the first movie, and then if they wanted to do sequels, like, merge maybe two and three together, that would have made more sense. Like this, like having the characters, like, characters who've never even met each other before in the games meet, and then just having like the story they went with this, it kind of left me just like wishing they came up with a better, it was executed better. That's all. Um, some of the characters were just completely off the rails of what they are like in the games, and that kind of just caught me off guard. Uh, I didn't totally dislike them, but it's just that it's a huge departure, and I already know how the internet is, and like most RE fans are, just you either love it or you hate it. There's no in between with this, and I disliked it. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to completely lose my shit over it. It's just like I saw it. I don't care to really see it again. You know, it's just there. um, I would say for any of the RE fans out there, like this is definitely made strictly for anybody who's played the game, strictly for that. If you just kind of just going to just jump in this just to see it, you're gonna automatically dislike this movie. There's just no other way around it. And if you're a RE fan, a hardcore RE fan, is really passionate about things, like, how things should be completely ripped straight from the games, like one to one, you're gonna be disappointed in some ways. But um, like I said, I don't really care to see this again. It doesn't bother me too much. It's what it is. As far as, compared to the other series, like I said, it did a good job adapting the games, and like the set locations, the costumes, some of the monsters are really cool. I do wish they used a lot more, but from watching the movie, you could definitely tell they were on a budget with this, like a tight budget. Like like no spoilers at all, but like what you see in the trailers is literally some of the best scenes in the movie, and it's like one and done. So just knowing what y'all getting into. I'm glad I was able to catch this, in the early screening. So, it was with other RE fans. So I was able to talk with them and see how they liked it and stuff like that. Everybody just walked out the movie theater kind of quiet. It was just like, that's it. Okay. So yeah, it's nothing special. I'm glad they tried something different, tried to make it closer to the game. So I'm optimistic. Like, I have no idea if this will get a sequel or not, but if it does, I hope they try to do something, a little bit more coherent, make the characters a little bit more likable, like their game counterparts, and not just, one and done. Or not even one and done, just like kind of like just it's almost kind of indescribable. It's like I was watching this and I was like wondering like why did they have this one character act this way so much? It's like they, she, or whatever. They're not like that in the games. And even though they had cameos in the other series, but like they were completely overshadowed by that Alice character. Like they were there, and they somewhat acted like that character, but it was just in really small portions. You just totally forgot that they were there in the overall scheme because Alex took over the whole show. Here they're front and center, and I wish they were more like their gang counterparts. That's all. Like I said, I didn't really care, about the whole controversy about the looks and all, because I was willing to give the actors a shot, and the actors, they worked well with what they had with the script and stuff like that. It's just that I don't like the way they were written. They could have been written much better. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how Jill is, how Leon is, how Wesker is, how Claire is. They could have been written way better than what they were presented with here. That's all. But it's an adaptation. I don't have to, keep seeing this again and again. I can always play the games again. In fact, I feel like I'm about to play Resident Evil 2 Remake again just because I got nostalgic for that game compared to like watching this movie. Like I'll probably never see this again. But yeah, that's just my quick thoughts on it. Yeah, if you've seen it already or you're planning to see it, just let me know what you think about it. All right. Whenever the next video is, sometime in the next 7 years, whatever.